All right, mixing up some pre 5%, some kill it. We're doing 2 scoops today for this shoulder workout. Man, something I want to talk about while we're getting ready is goals and reflection. So sitting here getting ready for my workout, I was watching some of my older videos from when I was like 18, 17. And man, I feel like I let my younger self down, and it sucks to say that, because at the same time, I had some great times last year. I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't, but it sucks. It really sucks that I had all these goals. I wanted to do all these things by 2025 or whatever, and none of it's happened. But that goes to show you, when you don't put in the work, you don't do whatever it takes, you won't get anywhere, and you don't fucking deserve to reach your goals if you're not willing to do whatever it takes. If you're not willing to stay on the path, then you don't deserve it. And that's the thing that's pretty hard to come to terms with, is you don't deserve these things. You have to earn them. And the second you stop working, the second you stop giving a fuck, the second you stop showing up, you get nowhere. It's simple as that. You get nowhere, and nobody's gonna feel bad for you other than you. That's it. And you shouldn't feel bad for you. I don't even feel bad for myself, because I made my mistakes. I fucked my life up myself. It's my fucking fault. Who cares? But it's like, looking back, you have all these goals, you have all these ambitions, you want to do all this stuff with your life, and you look back 2 years later and you haven't accomplished any of it. And that sucks to say. It really does. It's not cool. But what I'm really getting at is the feeling that I have right now, I'm not going to forget. I'm going to make sure I accomplish everything I said in my birthday video. I'm going to make sure I accomplish everything I say, because you know what would suck? In 2 years being in the same fucking position that I was in 2 years ago and right now, because that's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. The only difference between me and 18-year-old Aaron is I have my own spot 2 hours away, but it's a sober living. It's not really my own spot. But I don't live with my parents, and I'm bigger. That's it. I'm a personal trainer now. But none of that fucking matters for real, because I'm not the same person. That's the thing. That is the good part, is I've done a lot of growth. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned from a lot of those mistakes, and I'm obviously never going to let those happen again. But at the same time, where would I have been if I would have just stayed true? I would have just kept going down the path I was going down. I would have been in a lot better spot. And that's the hard part about looking back, is if you would have just stuck to your fucking word like you said you were, then you would be where you want to fucking be already. And that's the hardest thing about not accomplishing stuff. That's the hardest thing about reflection, is knowing that it was in your hands, it is in your control, and you didn't fucking take advantage of it when you had the opportunity. And I think this is very important for me to be talking about right now, because I haven't watched those videos in 2 years since I put them out. But now that I'm looking back and watching them, it's like, damn, you were so ambitious. You wanted all the same shit that you want now. You're just a year behind. You're a year and a half in the future. And it sucks. It really does. It really sucks to sit here and say that all the shit I wanted when I was 18, I don't fucking have. And that is something that's very hard for me to understand. It's not hard for me to understand. It's hard for me to come to terms with, that I let myself down. And that sucks. I don't care about other people letting me down. Like, my ex-girlfriend last year cheated on me 2 times, one with my plug and one with one of my best friends. That sucks. But who cares? That has nothing to do with me. That's on her. That's on them. It's really not my fucking problem. But sitting here today and saying, damn, I fucked up. I wasted a whole year of chasing my goals, and now the only difference between then and now is I'm a year and a half in the future. That really hurts, and it's hard to come to terms with, because that's just reality. But at the same time, I think it's very important that I feel this feeling, because I'm not gonna fucking forget it. It hurts bad, and it's not cool, bro. It sucks. But at the same time, a year from now, I'm not going to be in this situation. I'm not going to be sitting here saying the same shit. I'm going to be sitting here saying, look at how far I've come. And that's really what I'm saying right now, too. I have come very far from who I was last year. But at the same time, it really hurts to be back to square one. I pretty much made no progress other than my mentality and what I've been through. That's the only progress I've made, for real. Spiritual progress, physical progress, but financial progress? Nope. Professional progress? Nope. Progress on social media? Not really. So yeah, what I'm really getting at is, when you say something, do that shit. Don't fucking procrastinate, because you're gonna be sitting here 2 years later just like me, thinking, damn, what could have happened? What position would I have been in if I would have just stuck to my fucking word and done what I said I was gonna fucking do? And it doesn't affect other people, it affects me, because all these goals mean a lot to me. I remember this video that I watched from November 15th of 2023. I was 18. I had just gotten back from Vegas, and I was saying I want to move to Vegas by the end of 2024. That hurts. That hurts, because I could have done that. But I fucked my life up. I got addicted to drugs, got arrested. I was with some dumb bitch. I hate to say it that way, but that's what it is, bro. And I want these cars, want this money, want these people around me, want all these materialistic things, and I don't fucking have any of them. And that sucks, bro. It really does. It is what it is, though. That doesn't mean we're gonna quit. It doesn't mean we're gonna give up. We're just gonna keep fucking going, because that's all I know how to do. We're gonna do whatever the fuck it takes. We're gonna make sure 2 years from now we're not in the same fucking position that we were in 2 fucking years ago, because that is fucking bullshit. I'm looking at the camera because I want to look myself in the eyes when I say this. Don't fucking let yourself down. Stop doing that shit. That's fucking bullshit. Alright, deep shit aside, let's get into this workout, and we're gonna kill some shoulders. Let's fucking do it. All right, what's good? Real meal, shake time. Just got done. Man, workout is complete. That was a great workout. But something I wanted to talk about, bro, is bulking and clothes. Bro, this is stupid. Like, I hate it. I swear, I have to buy new clothes all the time because I keep getting bigger and all of my clothes are getting too small. It is so annoying. Oh, it's so stupid. It literally makes me so mad. And it's just like something you really don't think about whenever you want to put on size, but it's already too late once you put on the size because all of your clothes are too small. It is so annoying. Like, bro, if I could go back, I would have bought an all XLs because even my large stuff like this is getting too small. It's retarded. I literally bought this shirt 2 weeks ago. But it is what it is, bro. There's nothing you can do about it because if you want to get bigger, you gotta pay the price. You gotta do whatever it takes. So it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, bro. We're about to head home here in a sec. Nothing going on because it's Sunday.